Good morning, good morning, good morning. Greetings, greetings, all my dreamers and dreamettes. It's your boy, Mickey Fenty, aka Mickey Made It. If you're new to this channel, you know what to do to this channel. Subscribe right now. Love you guys. Happy Monday. I got to get myself together. We got a lot to talk about, so let's just get situated and see things going. This morning, I got some peaches and some grapes. So everything is peaches and grapes to this morning. And I'm a little late on my. I'm a little late, but we're gonna get this thing started, man. I hope you guys had a great weekend. There's been a lot been going on. I've been watching a few things. The Olympics was really my highlights. I love the Olympics. Team USA all day. Hold on. When I say there's a lot going on, there's a lot going on, you guys. So. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. The first thing I want to send some healing energy to the Catfish host, Nev. He got into a bike accident, I believe, in the city, and he got hit by a truck. I've seen some pictures of him, and hopefully he can get a speedy recovery and get back to doing the things that he loves doing. And all the people, all the victims over the weekend that has been part of this whole gun violence. I heard in Atlanta they had a gathering, and that erupted into gunshots and people being hurt. So everybody that's dealing with the trauma and anything to do with any violence, healing energy to you guys, and we got to start this Monday morning off the right way. So besides that, I'm feeling good, man. I'm hoping you guys feeling good. This I dropped some new videos I want you guys to pay attention to, because these are gonna be the videos we're gonna be chopping it up about all week. One of those videos are good friends versus bad friends. And what I'm seeing a lot, especially just analyzing social media, a lot of people, just telling their stories. A lot of things that's missing in these stories, really comes down to having good people around you. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Oprah interview I came across. I guess I was late because it was up 2 weeks. Oprah and Gail, and the dynamic of their friendship it led me to make a whole video about good friends versus bad friends. And in these times, having good friends are going to be more valuable for your life than having bad friends around pulling you down or just keeping you stagnated from the things that God wants you to do or really put out for you to do. So I want you guys to check out my reaction video on the good friends versus bad friends. It has a lot of people telling their different stories on there, and just different situations that we all can relate to that we might have not picked up on ourselves, but or maybe we do pick up sometimes when it comes down to people that you don't know if they're a good friend or bad friend. You don't want to see that bad in them, so you kind of block that out. But in these times, you have to really be truthful to yourself. Before you're going to be truthful to anybody else, you have to be truthful to yourself. And a lot of people have bad people around them, and that's the reason why the decisions they make, it lands right on their lap, and it's crazy. So I want you guys to check out my reaction video that I did for that. Before we go any further, this episode is it's sponsored by Inspired by Dreams shop, and that's my brand. Go on there. We got everything from snapbacks. We got a lot of new designs coming, so you guys stay tuned, okay? Yeah, so another thing, one of my favorite movies of all time, Scarface. For the people that have never seen this movie, Scarface is a movie. It's a how can I say? It's a struggle story that just took off in I believe it came out in the 70s or early 80s, and it's a struggle story that really captured a man that's coming from poverty and reaching his height of just not just in those times. It wasn't, the popularity didn't come from music, but the popularity was in those times. His height came from drug dealing and just his whole rise. It was always one of my favorite movies. I remember my father was the first one to show me that movie. So Scarface, one of the actors, his name is Angel Salazar. He passed away at the age of 68. So healing energy, and blessings out to his family. Condolences. everybody in these classic movies, I hate to say it now, but we're gonna see age, time as time goes, we see our favorite actors and things, just getting older in age, and man, it's crazy. So, but yeah, man, anybody that knows that movie, if you haven't seen the Scarface movie, go check it out. It still resonates today. The energy of it, you can take that same energy from from struggle to the top, and just use it in your way. And instead of putting drugs in the factor, use it and change it into putting your product in that same place, and you put that same work in that he put in to get to the top. So it's definitely a dope story, and it's definitely a classic movie. So rest in peace to actor Angel Salazar. Oh, another thing. Shouts out to 50 Cent once again. He wins another lawsuit. A lot of these legal battles going on behind the scenes that a lot of celebrities are dealing with is just because some people are official with their lawsuits, and some people are just trying to get money out of people's pockets. And in this case, it looks like 50 Cent wins again. And this was a I believe it was a multi-million-dollar lawsuit, and it was on a wiretap, and they was claiming, but hopefully, 50 Cent, he knew he wasn't doing that, so thank God. So, people are digging in people's pockets nowadays, to be honest with you guys. So shouts out to 50 Cent for winning that whole legal lawsuit, and yeah, that's a good one. I'm hearing, Drake dropped when he dropped those songs. I'm hearing that the reason why they were pulled down. I believe two of those songs were pulled down from copyrights, copyright strikes. So, just putting your music out there just quick like that, you have to be careful of samples and things like that, especially when it comes to YouTube. Nobody is I guess could say could get over these things, because the AI, whatever things they have in place to pick up these things, when you put the music on there, if the beat is a sample beat and somebody else owns the rights to it, you're gonna get the strike. So I guess those were pulled down. I'm not sure if he's putting those back up, or maybe rearranging the song and get that situation handled before those new songs come back up. And another win in court is Lil Reese. So remember, I told you guys that Lil Reese, he was somebody had allegedly claimed that he had the R word, sexually abused against her, and it turns out that he beat the case in court. So we have to let Lil Reese know that we see the case, and because we always quick to put out the bad news, so we also got to put out the good news too. Lil Reese, so he beat the case. So that the allegations on that is out of here. Lil Reese did not R anybody or any female, because the case is beaten. As we can see, he fought it, and it's out of here. It's dismissed. So good thing, because you don't want to, as a man, you don't want to have that on your jacket. You don't want to have that type of allegation on you, because jobs in these times, everything all depends on who you are as a person more than what you have accomplished in the past. So things like that carry on your name, and you don't want to go out there be making money out there with somebody saying that you had these type of wrongs, or that you wronged her in these type of ways, because that's not going to be good in these times. All those sexual, the trafficking, all that type of stuff gets you long time in prison, and we don't need that. We don't need that. Now, what I really wanted to talk about, I watched the Big Boy interview, and this is going around the internet right now. I know it's going to get bigger and larger as we go, but I was watching the Big Boy interview, and he was interviewing Nipsey Hussle's brother. I believe his name is Sam. And as they were talking about the murder situation and everything, and then his brother goes off to telling this story of when DJ Khaled and Nipsey Hussle was doing a video in L.A., that Nipsey Hussle, was holding Khaled down. I guess people, when you're out there, you have to have these. It's a shame, but it's only really for black people and people in entertainment, especially in music. When you go to L.A., they say when you're a part of the whole hip hop thing, you have to check in. So Khaled, I guess he got his way because Nipsey Hussle was doing a video with Nipsey Hussle, and so they're saying that he was saying that when Nipsey Hussle like held him down from anybody bringing any harm onto it, and for Khaled, people in the area didn't like that, and also Khaled had a lot to do with the giving Nipsey Hussle money for his establishment where he sold those clothes. And a lot of people I'm hearing, through the YouTube streets, that people didn't want Nipsey Hussle to that establishment that he had. People didn't want him to own that. And I listened to through it all, and they were saying that I heard a few other people talking about it, saying that they show. I seen another video where Big U was kind of laughing um, with the Nipsey Hussle. When somebody was giving, when Nipsey had passed, somebody was giving their condolences, and Big U was just laughing. And there's word in the street or word in these YouTube streets that he had something to do with it. Now, this whole thing, when I really sat down and I thought about it, the first thing that came to my head is LA again? Why is it now? It's one thing about having the gang culture, but now it feels like in LA the target is black culture, hip hop culture, and just killing people with money that come out there to enjoy themselves. And what they don't really understand is you're taking people's lives. You're killing your own. I don't know the politics between the gangs out there in LA. But what it looks like is that this whole Nipsey Hussle, the passing, is still left with people. People's hearts are still broken. Unsolved mysteries and things like that are still floating in the air. And it seems like because Khaled, I guess they're saying that because Khaled had some, I guess he put in a certain amount of money into getting Nipsey Hussle's store back in place. And there's people out there, I guess, that's hood politics or whatever, that didn't, like that. And then you hear now that there's some involvement when that guy stood over Nipsey now and killed Nipsey. Now there's more to the story because it's not just on that guy. You see how things work though? Us killing our own, and it's a shame because these type of politics, we only it's like people only their strongest politics is when they're hurting or harming somebody. And if you have somebody like Nipsey Hussle, a big figure that's representing LA, and somebody just come and snatch his life away because he's trying to do good in the community, what it says is that people don't they're jealous of their own when they rise and try to give back to the neighborhood. So even giving back to the neighborhood, people are jealous of you. And people want to snatch your life because of the things and the moves that you make. Okay, let's just say he brought Khaled in the hood and y'all wanted to do something to Khaled and he held y'all back from doing that. He did a good deed. He saved the problem for Khaled as well as you guys putting yourself in a predicament to get yourself in trouble. And you mean to tell me all of this harbor behind the scenes to snatch that guy's life? And I seen his brother said that every time, when Nipsey would come around, they will stand by the door and he would have a gun on him, just to make sure Nipsey and everything. But you mean to tell me in the neighborhood where you're risen and you brought a name to that neighborhood and brought more light to that neighborhood, you mean to tell me that your brother has to every time you pull into that parking lot, he has to have a gun to guard you? I mean, what kind of nonsense is that? What type of energy are y'all moving on? There's one thing of having gang politics and gangs in these places, but there's another thing. A right thing is a right thing and a wrong thing is a wrong thing. If you're going to kill your own people, what's the sense of calling it a gang if you have to watch your back from the same people that are supposed to defend a fight with you? I mean, you guys are not make it make some kind of sense. I'm not saying make it, I mean, come on. Nipsey Hussle was out there putting out the good for the people and giving gangs a different type of light. That's the reason why when I seen Nipsey Hussle and they said he was coming in as a Crip, and sometimes here and there I see him wear the red colors. To me, I looked at that as him just unifying LA. I didn't look at that like, oh, he's breaking code or he's doing this or that. I looked at that like, wait, you know what? He's trying to say that we are all the same. We're just fighting in the wrong we're fighting each other where we should be fighting for something else. And now we hear these stories about how okay, there's a possibility that his own people and this and that. It's like it's sad out there. How could you do that to your own people? If you look in New York, yeah, people might say, oh, that we're out here and we're not as we didn't grab their gang culture or we're not as tough as them. Or, well, I don't want nobody out here wants that award of being the toughest killers and being the people that snatch their own people's life. In New York, it's not like that. It's not like that. Like we're not gonna just come out here and just snatch Biggie's life and snatch all our top guys' life because we're jealous. Or we don't want an artist to go out there and make something of himself and try to build in the community. What do you want these artists to do? Because when they go and don't come back, you complain. When they come back and try to build in the communities, you kill them. So what's going on? What is going on? It's not cool to hear that now there's a twist in the case with the Nipsey Hussle and now his brother. Because you could tell when his brother was sitting there, it's like, you can't say but so much because they'll probably try to take his life. Yeah, they'll try to take his life. Why do you think And if you think it's not, listen to what I'm saying. If you think it's not that bad, why doesn't Kendrick Lamar live out there? Think about it. We can say all the hip hop and all the money, the glitz and the glamour, but I want y'all to really, really think while they're over there, it's not like us, not like us, not like us. He can't stay out there because they'll probably take his life too. Don't let them fool you with that jump around United stuff because it's not United because you took Nipsey Hussle's life. So don't act like it's all good. It's not all good. It's not all good because one minute you're trying to put on for your peoples and the next minute you're seeing people's trying to snatch your life. That's the reason why I put up that video for you guys today, that good friends versus bad friends. A lot of people are confused. They don't even know what good friends is. They don't even in these times they don't even know what they're fighting for because when the things that they used to be fighting for are switched around now and other things are put in position in these times to make more money, they don't want to use their minds to go in that route. They want to stick to the same traditional ignorant things that took great ones lives. You can't expect to have people live like that. Nipsey Hussle wasn't just a regular artist, a fly by night artist, man. He was somebody that stood for something. And I think the jealousy within that is one of the things that led to his demise because you can't tell me that somebody that's putting on for his neighborhood has the neighborhood on the shirt, has a store in the neighborhood. You can't tell me that person didn't have a good heart. You cannot tell me that. And those people snatch his life away. And then to see that when, I don't know the politics with that guy, Big U, because I'm not into that street stuff. But at the end of the day, he doesn't look like a good guy. He looks like somebody probably because they're saying that you know how could it's your own people, y'all gotta wake up, man. It's your own people, man. Like there's good people, there's bad people, like, and when people see, that's why you can never channel, don't never channel your mind to just worshiping money and worshiping these people that don't even know, the value of life. Because at the end of the day, the things that they look up to are the things that's going to be that they'll snatch your life for. And for what? What did when you think back and just rewind back? Nipsey had a family going for him, a whole family going for him, and they snatched his life away like it's nothing, and just and the same people, you know, on and on and on. We see in hip hop and through this whole culture, and we love. When it comes down to the gangster culture in Los Angeles, California, we love Cali. We show more love to Cali than a lot of places. They get a little extra respect always just because they're put into hip hop and what they. But there's a lot of stuff surrounding it that's just real evil and demonic. How people could treat their own people. It's one thing fighting blue versus red or yellow versus blue. It's one thing fighting that, but then there's another thing about when somebody that you supposed to you can't even look behind you because your man he's trying to take you out. That's that evil. You can't formulate any gangs with that type of evil around because it all turns out for everybody for themselves. So just to hear that, I know it's gonna go around crazy because Nipsey Hussle's a big figure. People think just think people listen. People have ears and they did Nipsey bad, y'all. They did Nipsey bad, and people might look at it as a joke and think like, oh, Kendrick this, Kendrick that, but Kendrick ain't staying out there because they probably would have snatched Kendrick life too the minute they realize that Kendrick is not, his money is all the way up and he has his routes and his family and things structured the way he's going. They probably would try to do the same thing to Kendrick, and it's a damn shame. You got to have more respect for people in life. A lot of them people they don't have respect for life because they want to stay in that place. You know how many educated gangsters there are around the world? There's so many, but then there's a few where they just stick to this recipe of destruction. But there's a lot of gangsters just trying to change things around and be good to their community and be coaches in basketball games and uplift the youth. But then you got the other guys. They just still banging that in their old age when they know they back hurting and they can get hit from the come on, man. All that stuff is like crazy. Like all that destructional stuff, you gotta understand as time goes on, you gotta get rid of that stuff. Stop killing your own people. Hip hop has enough trouble in it as it is trying to make a little piece of something out of it to try to take care of your family. And now when you get something out of it, you're gonna have somebody in your own neighborhood that you grew up in take your life. It don't sound good to me. It just sounds disgusting. I don't care who's championing that. That's just it's ignorant, and people really got to look into that more. And I hope that they really do find and resolve the whole thing with Nipsey Hussle, because from what I'm hearing and the things that people are saying on YouTube, I'm starting to believe, because these people don't sound like they're lying. They sound like they know a little more than what's been put out there. I think people don't want to take heed to that, but that's something people got to look into, yo. I love Nipsey Hussle's music. Even him just stepping forth his entry of just selling an album for more what he thought it was worth. That's everything that I stand for. So why would I go against something like that? That's and come on now. It's just that's ridiculous. Please, hip hop, really pay attention and stop championing these bad people. At one time it was cool to act like you was the toughest and roughest, but that's not cool. In these times, hip hop, what's cool is you being yourself. Stop putting on the fake stuff and start really standing up for something. If you feel like Nipsey Hussle was a friend to you or he brought something to hip hop, start speaking out and stop interviewing these people that's hurting the people in hip hop. I hate to see that. Don't think that the fans like to see you guys or people interviewing the people that's just harming hip hop or coming in. We don't want to see that. We don't want to see it. I don't even talk about those people because it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense you highlighting people that hurt other people. It just doesn't make sense. Unless you're highlighting them for their walk right into prison. But anything else, no. I don't. Come on now. Hating on Nipsey. That man he left a family back. What is those people don't got nothing to live for. All he doing is throwing a flag up, but that's all he could stand for. That guy took somebody's life. You think he has something to live for? Karma is real. No matter how far he go, no matter how far he sail or hide or a duck, it's gonna surround. It's gonna surround you. You have to understand. And then when they start looking into the how forgiveness works, they start realizing things like that, snatching other people's lives. You're already put into a category where you're on this path of destruction. It's gonna eventually turn around and happen to you, man. Sad, sad, man. And just his brother, his like, and so what are you telling me that his brother's life in jeopardy, LA, because he spoke from his heart about his own brother? Is that what it is, LA? Is that what you're gonna do now? You guys got it. That's crazy. And a lot of times I hear it's only in hip hop where LA becomes like a vacation. It's not a vacation if it's gonna be that dangerous. To me, that's never been a vacation. It's been a place where business is conducted. But as far as like vacationing and moving into LA, I never thought like that, because there's a couple things out there. I respect the guys out there, the hip hop artists out there like MC8 and all the big dogs out there, Dr. Dre's, the Kendricks, the Snoop Dogs, the guys, the corrupts, all the NWA, Ice Cube, these people stood for something. These are the people that when you go out to LA and you think of Los Angeles, you think of these people, these figures. And you don't think about them harming people. You think about their contributions, their music. And we want to keep that in your mind on these artists. These other guys is destructional. They were the onlookers looking in, and they were jealous because they couldn't do anything for themselves to prosper. So they choose to extort people that work hard for their money. You can't just let that go on. Well, check in for what? And why is it only black people have to check in? Let's tell the truth. Let's start speaking what it is. It's black culture that has to check in. And what else? Rappers. So why are if a rapper comes from another place and they're coming to LA to bring a concert or something there, that is bringing more light to the community. That is bringing more money. It's not like they're just going and snatching money and running out. No, they're bringing what they offer to hip hop to directly to you. You mean to tell me they got to watch their back too? Y'all got to do better than that. In New York, you can come down here, enjoy yourself, go to Times Square. Yeah, things are happening in New York. I'm not going to say it's just the safest place, but we definitely don't have people with that type of heart where if you come down here just and build something up, they're just going to snatch your life for that. We got to get out that demonic energy. We got to cut that right now. Cut that out. Hip hop does not need that. It does not need that. I didn't even like to hear that. When I heard, I'm like, wow. I think y'all really got to check that Big Boy interview out with his Nipsey Hussle's brother. It was telling. It was telling. That's all I got to say with that one. It was really telling, man. Wow. It's because when you look at these people, when it's one thing if you grew up in a gang and that's your way of living. There's elevation in everything. You're not gonna be the first, like when you first started. You're not gonna have that same mentality as a gang member than you first started in the middle of it. You're gonna elevate no matter what you're doing, whether you're whatever you was doing is getting better. You start thinking a little better and start, get yourself together, man. People out here thinking that get yourself together, get yourself a hustle, get yourself something, find out the things that you love doing, find, who you are as a person because people don't even know who they are. They go out there like zombies chasing down money that you're never gonna have a lifetime to spend. It doesn't make sense. You gotta really wake up, man. It's not gonna happen for you. With that type of spirit, that type of soul, eventually you're gonna meet your demise. That's just how it works. There's nobody praying or nothing on you. That's just how the world works. You gotta. It's just I don't get these people. And then they get jump on YouTube and think and tell all these crazy demonic stories. They look at these stories like this is supposed to make them look like some kind of hero. You're not a hero. You just killed off like half your own people and you want people to praise you. The only reason why your views are going up because eventually this whole circle of karma is gonna hit you right in your face, dead in your face. It ain't cool to be hurting people. Don't listen to these guys, man. They at the age where it doesn't even matter. Their time is ticking with all this demonic thing. Don't you see? Man, their souls been snatched and signed away a long time ago. You can't get that back. There's no receipt on that. It's final. Their time is almost up anyway. Pay attention to the people that's putting love out there and building with people, and try to upgrade yourself. A lot. That's why I put out that video. Excuse me, friends. There's a lot of friends doing harm to their own friends. Those ain't no friends. Come on now. What type? Do you really have? How many people out there have a real best friend? They be lying to you. Straight lying. That's your friend. Why they talking about you? If that's your friend, why they sleep with your partner? Ain't your friend. It's not your friend. A lot of people don't even know what friends are. They don't even hold values in themselves to even know what a good friendship is. It's sad. Nowadays, people are jealous of happy people. They better go about their business. What's up, y'all? We gotta put a rest in peace in Nip. I still listen to Nipsey Hussle. Kidding me? He was different. One of one. Has family and everything going on for him. Some haters, boy. Some haters out there. A lot of haters out there. Can't do no business like that. Can't do no good business like that. That ain't the way we do business, man. I don't care what they telling you. That ain't the way we do business. It's disgusting. When you can't trust your own people, you gotta find your place in a point of leadership and building your own tribe or getting up with people that have the same similarities as you. Because a lot of these people on YouTube are just leading people down a road of destruction. Mm-mm-mm. I made sure this morning again I did not put no politics or nothing like that in the title. I don't really care about all the views and the politics and stuff like that. Mm-mm. It don't make no sense to me. I don't even want them type of views. I'd rather it slowly build. I feel comfortable more like that than anything. I'm comfortable with the slow grow. If I wanted to I could have put Trump and all that in the title and it'd be zoom, zoom, zoom. I don't got time for that. I was just sad in to hear that whole thing. But that interview with Big Boy, that was sad. That you can't even trust your own people. Hip hop, don't champion that. Don't champion those scumbags. People that try to get over on their own people because they come from harsh beginnings, right? This is how it usually happens. When you come from a harsh beginning, the people that end up losing in the end are the ones that didn't do better with themselves. You can't take your beginnings and start pushing that upon people because everybody starts different. When you find what God puts you on this earth to do, that's what makes your beginnings all but worth it. But when you sit in that puddle and stay amongst the people that's just doing demonic things because they can't figure a way to get out, that's when you become part of the dirt. When you open your mind up, it don't matter where you at. You can sit like this in the middle of a jungle where destruction's going around and you at peace. And it's the same thing when you're in a community where people don't have the same mindset as you. You have to stay focused, y'all. Stay focused. Stop being influenced by the things on social media. Be influenced from the things outside of social media, and you'll have a better living. Because a lot of people on social media, they're feeding you anything. On social media, don't it look like everybody's making money? Not true. A lot of businesses right now are more trying to. We're in the sustainable times. This is not a time where the money's just pouring in. No, it's not. This is not the time for that. So when you see people out here, flossing and fronting, let them go. Don't say anything. Act like it's exciting you, or just move on. That's like my new stuff. Like I'm just I'm not entertained by it, but I'm not gonna just point it out and just say just because I'm not. That's not my twist. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna do that. I'm more like, okay, you got that going, but I got my own, my own path. Like because a lot of people they just demonic. I seen, even that's why shouts out to Lil what is it, Lil Woody, because I see he's in a path where he's trying to get his mind focused on the things that's going to suit him best at this time. And when you get into that mindset in your mind and you start elevating, you start realizing that you start cutting off people from on your back. They'll get the wings so you get your wings ready, because a lot of people are putting this jacket on him, and he's trying to tell people like, no, I came from struggle, and this is my way out. I'm not like my defense of hurting somebody is in defense. This is how I grew up. This environment that I grew up in. This is the environment where you have to be like this. You have to have that type of texture to survive. But I'm not just gonna, when I get out of this environment or put myself in a better environment, I'm not gonna use this type of survival tactics in that environment. It doesn't make sense. You have to know when you're out of this environment, those survival tactics stay in that environment, because there's other places in the world that you don't need to survive in that sense. You're gonna need survival tactics, but it's not gonna be in the sense like that. And that's the difference between you leveling yourself up and just seeing things for what it is. So when it comes down to that whole Young Thug case, I just hopefully the case it works out for whoever. But at the end of the day, the people that's not involved in the situation shouldn't be pulled in, and it shouldn't be so Rico-ish, because it's a situation where you have two people that have problems with those two people. Stop pulling so many outside people in to try to get them involved in this. Because in these times, it's not about who's snitching or who's talking about who. It's all about people standing up for. If you did the crime, you stand up and fight for the time you're facing. Don't pull in people that has nothing to do with it. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it. Trust me. Just and especially when you see somebody going the right path, stop trying to pull them somewhere, because you start to realize if you're pulling somebody from going the right way in their life, that means that you're going the wrong way in your life. So you're not seeing that like that, but you have to start realizing that. Like when I see somebody going the right route or just making a whole 360 in their life, I know God put His hand on that person, and that person's changing their life no matter what anybody looking and tell them. So you got to champion people for wanting to do better. I see a lot of people when somebody tries to turn their life around, they're like, "Oh, now he's not this, he's not that." What do you mean? He's turning his life around so he doesn't have to be on the front page of the news with you guys staring at him, making some views off of him. That's what he's doing. He's being smart, and he's putting himself in positions where he can feed his family. That's what it's about in these times. It's not about people, trying to point out who's the toughest or who is following these dumb rules. These rules have been made a long time ago, and they only fit for people that have the corrupt mind. They can't even switch rules around because they're so stuck on this old stuff that they can't even formulate themselves in these times. Watch, I'm telling you, with the new AI technology, I always tell you, a lot of these people, it's just days and days ticking before they're in prison. It's no more like, yo, they putting too many of us in prison. No, it's more like, why'd you do that crime, man, when you know they can put you in prison? That's what That's what that conversation should sound like. Why'd you do the crime when you know in these times you can be put in here? Why'd you sell that without having the right licensing? Why'd you steal that car when you could have just saved up and got your own car? Like, these are things that people are not. They don't want to answer. They just want to jump straight to why are you locking him up? No, the reason why he's getting locked up because he didn't make the right decisions. And I'm seeing in these times it's like in the 20s to like late 20s, and those are the stages where it's very detrimental. If you don't find yourself within those stages, by the time you hit 30, you're lost. You can forget about it. You'll be so thrown off by social media. Anything somebody splurred on the computer, you'll believe it. You'll believe it. You gotta have a bulletproof mind to the nonsense going around. That's why I sit so comfortable. It's not about me. You think I don't get stressed sometimes, but I just don't get stressed over the things that I already know how those things are. But there's other things in life that stresses me. It's a constant always working on yourself, and always a constant you molding yourself into this person that you feel it shows your best self. That's what it's all about. It's not being overly righteous. You don't have to be overly righteous. You can it's all about knowing who you are and how you present yourself to be. How do you treat other people? How when you leave these conversations in these places, how do people talk about you? Do you leave them with something good to talk about, or do you leave them with those thoughts in their head like I'm never want to deal with that person, or that person is sneaky? If you have those type of vibes, then fix yourself. Fix yourself. Definitely get your with the weather and everything. I would say these are the times when you have to be at your most healthiest. Trust me. The weather is switching. Some days good, some days bad. Just make sure you have you're hydrated, and you have the fruits, everything going for yourself. Eat right so your body can feel good, and you don't have to take all these extra stuff when you're in bed with the ladies to try to stay up because you want to do it naturally. Nowadays, when you put these type of pills and all this type of stuff in your body, you got all types of stuff added to it, and it could kill you. So what you want to do is you want to get the stuff that's going to build your body up naturally, so you have that. You know. Um, I want to touch a little bit on relationships. Like I told you, I see a lot of people on social media. It's coming down to it's boiling down to the holiday time, and these are the times where people are, the love. If you haven't found your partner or found your soulmate or found somebody that you want to, spend a few years or the rest of your life with, these are the times where it's going to start showing because of social media and pictures. So I want to warn everybody that's single and not happy being single or just hiding their singlish ways. I want to let you guys know it's okay. These are the times where you see things for what it is also. Not just somebody to cuddle up with, but look for somebody that's maybe looking for a little future or a little longer, long term relationship than somebody that's short term. So these are times, even if you don't have a partner or something, these are times to keep your eye open for maybe the ones that you think that will be good for you, and maybe shoot your shot on social media. You'd be surprised how connection can bring love so quickly. So don't forget about that, you guys. Not every relationship works, but you can't give up on trying. And there's no age to this. I know I put up a thing on women having babies at an older age. When you really think about it, it's not really all about just having kids. It's all about having a good time and spending the rest of your life with somebody that loves you, regardless if there's a family involved. And it doesn't mean that at an older age you can't have kids. It just means that you just have an extra special touch and make sure that it's worth it when you lay down at that age. That's what it means. You hear that? Monday, I'm feeling good though. The only thing that really upset me was that whole Nipsey Hussle thing. That's like the only L.A. man, love L.A. love L.A. I love L.A. But eventually you're gonna have the stars out there in L.A. leaving out of there too because they don't want to lose their lives to the people that they once grew up with. over some hood politics that don't even make any sense. Don't even go into somebody to take somebody else's life. Take a man's life over something like that. And his name alone will tell you that he didn't have that much to live for. A lot of people don't, but they don't even know that it's like they can't. You can make more of yourself. Mm-mm-mm. Talk about wasted legacy. What about a wasted mind? Let's keep going with the wasted. There's a lot of wasted things, you know. And a lot of these artists, they got to get off that booze. Get off the booze, y'all, and stop selling your own people stuff that's gonna hurt them. And that's the type of stuff. It comes back to you in karma. You'll never make as much as you want to make if you're putting poison and selling your people that stuff and they going out there hurting themselves. Eventually, God won't bless you. After a while, something's gonna happen in your whole trajectory up because you're putting all that the poison. The picture all that stuff that you're selling to your own people and how many bodies you poison and how many people that died in car accidents from being drunk. Get rid of the booze, y'all. Don't put that type of stuff in your life. If you don't drink it or you're not into that, stop putting that type of stuff out to the people. Try to put some healthier stuff out there on the table for your own people and your culture. And these are the things that you don't have to come back to your neighborhoods to have a great impact on the people that once looked up to you, coming in the game. You can just do something that put a product out there, put a service out there for people, and that will impact communities too around the world. So you know if it's coming from your heart and you're doing it, nobody can tell you no other way. But if you're just doing it for a certain reason, and don't even bother in these times. People are picking up on the fake. Trust me on that. When I tell you people are getting smarter and smarter as days go on, it's not only because of politics. It's just the whole trickery that once you get the trick, you can't trick a person again. If they get tricked again, it's just because they wanted to get tricked again. It's just like, come on, man. A lot of stuff, a lot of stuff. I haven't heard any recent updates on the whole Diddy situation. I heard some things here and there, but not. I don't think those things are sustainable enough to bring to you guys and have a conversation on them. But what I could say with the whole Diddy situation, this whole it's been a while, and people think that because of social media, this is a long time, but it's not. Social media makes life seem so fast. The build up on that case, the longer you don't hear about it, is how long the time is going to be added onto it. Now let's just say for some reason Diddy just walks free. It's not like he walks free. As far as the hip hop community, he already started serving time in the hip hop community. His trust is broken in the hip hop community. How he treats women, that's all on them. We just seen Young Miami speak on this whole situation. I never felt like they were, you never want to tell people what to do because you don't know these people. But when I had looked at them as a couple, I didn't see or feel any type of love that was going on there. When I looked at it from a distance, it just looked like sex, having a good time, just like the stuff that you do when you're first getting to know each other, and then boom, all this stuff disappeared. It didn't really look like they had like a strong connection anyway. It looked like more like she's giving him a good look, and he is getting what he's getting out of her type of situation. But when you start to realize, even this goes out for Young Miami, go back to your original friends. Go make up with JT, and it has nothing. In these times, trust me when I tell you, this ain't really nothing to do with money. Go make up with the people that you have the best and foundation with, and the people that you feel that you are you around. Because going into this entertainment stuff, I see a lot of people lose themselves and they never get back to their regular self because they forget who they once were. Don't lose yourself in this over a piece of money, because you're all gonna realize that everything that we're doing in these times, it's all for this whole thing, this whole life experience. So whatever you do, it rubs off on people, and the best way to do it in these times is putting on good, put your best foot forward, put that good energy out there, man. Go make up with your peeps, man. Go make up with JT. You have a stronger foundation, and she knows you for who you are than we know you. So get that together and get that going. Especially, hip hop is still always going to be alive. Rap is the thing that's taking the beating right now, I feel. Hip hop, there's more things that need to be highlighted as far as the positions in hip hop. There's so many different positions that's not being filled for the youth that they can come in and build. We need some more DJs. We need some more producers, execs. We need the youth to want to build record labels and the new labels and structure it the way they want to structure it. But it's gonna take a lot to do that because it's not like say like Jay Z's and the Nas's when they were coming into the game. There's a little bit structured, a little bit Def Jam and things were in place already. But to come and want to build something fresh, you have to take a little bit of old. So it's gonna take for the youth to build with the old school. So the new school and the old school got to come together. See, being that the youth, you make more money than they made in their time, you might have to put forefront a little more money to build with a somebody like say in the past, like I'm saying even in the '80s rappers, '90s rappers, build with one of them and let them tell you like what it was and the things that they liked about hip hop at that time, and you try to build a record label, a new way of building a record label, a new way of putting out hip hop music and something to work, something to work, something that will work, something that will work. Because I like to see the youth still having knowledge of what hip hop build. The people that came before them. It shows that they're not only they're into the craft, but their mind is elevated because once you know your past, you're more open to understanding the future. And if you don't know the people that made the good stuff or the good music or made hip hop work, it's kind of like you're just starting from where you started, and it leaves you with a lost sense of what the culture is all about. So I feel like we need in hip hop we need a lot more places where not just interviews on people's business, but just places where music could be more displayed in an artful way, I should say, and a place that could generate money, um, and that money can go back into structuring a better service as for artists in hip hop, maybe because it's just kind of like if it was a if you're saying that this is a business, why can't hip hop be the best business for the culture? Why does it have to in line with those other businesses that rob people for their time, energy, and money? Why does it have to be that? That's the restructure that I think the youth. So while we're looking to elect a president, we need to look for the youth to start getting into hip hop and do some restructure in certain places, and things will be good. Things will be good. I think I'm running out of grapes, y'all. I need some morning love. Y'all can show me some morning love, man. After this, I'm gonna get out of here. I might do some. I got a few things to do. I'm gonna surprise y'all. But I want y'all to check out that those two new videos, Good Friends versus Bad Friends. And what's the other one here? Let me see something. What else I got? Hold on. Y'all make sure y'all follow me on IG. I am Mickey Made It. Oh, I think my kids hate me. So those two is out right now. Good Friends versus Bad Friends, and I think my kids hate me is out right now. Make sure y'all check that out. Also check out. I'm starting to design some new. I got new designs coming out for the some hoodies. So I want you guys to hurry up. After I would say like around next week, I'll let you guys know though. And I'm gonna do some new drops, but I'll need you guys to hurry up, get it out of there, so I can start my new designs. Cause the heavy stuff are the stuff that I really like designing, and I put everything into my designs. And I have some new ideas that's gonna really trip y'all out. And I didn't forget, September I got a surprise announcement. Got a little surprise for y'all. Got a little surprise. Let me see. Let me see. What? Tyrese channels Marvin Gaye. I don't see any. I mean, maybe you see artists like to just look alike. That doesn't mean you're channeling somebody. Have you know? Marvin Gaye was very, 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 very talented. His voice, everything. But maybe it's for the good thing. Maybe it's for the good, but I don't know. Just looking like somebody or trying to. I think hip hop should get that out of the way too. Yeah, people have to understand. Just looking like something and being something are completely two different things. If you want to, righteous is not a look. Hip hop has everything like a look. They think everything is a look. Oh my god. It's not about a look. It's about what you have in here, and just dressing like a being looking like you're righteous doesn't mean people are necessarily going to think that you're righteous. You have to have it from here. So when you hear me tell you or drop jewels or anything like that, this is not like anything that's made up. A lot of people think, oh, I don't dress to the part of being righteous. This is who I am as a person. I lived through this because from my experiences, I came to this point in my life. So once I come to this point in my life, it's like a medium for me to, and then I can tell you guys what I've been through and how I got to this point. It's not me just throwing on an outfit or throwing on some beads and think that I'm righteous. That's not what this is all about. So I don't want you guys to be misled by these people because they like to put on a whole bunch of outfits and costumes and then try to fit the part. And then the next week they're back in this like a soldier outfit. Look, this is not what this is about. So stay away from that type of nonsense and make sure you guys, the people that you follow out there, are really giving you something you can take home with, and they're not trying to get in your pockets or sell you something. You just got to be very careful in hip hop nowadays. Trust me on that one when I tell you. You know, I always keep it 100 with you. It's sad, but a lot of people in the industry is fake. It's a money grab, y'all. It's a money grab. Everything you see coming out of hip hop, usually it doesn't always come from the heart. Usually it has a tag or price tag attached to it. Not everybody's gonna be, and it's okay. It's okay. It's up to you to take what's the best out of these situations. It's not up to them. They already have their structured deception of how they want to make their money. It's up to you to, but you taking it under, have an understanding that that's all they're doing with it. It's not really them, but you can find something like that. It's like, thanks for telling me that, but I'm gonna find the actual that. Thank you. And that's how you have to just funnel and treat that type of stuff. So I don't ever take that type of stuff seriously. The whole thing with Dame Dash and Jay Z now, of course, of course Jay Z is gonna buy back his stuff. I would think so. And they're saying like I believe that within 6 years anyway, it was gonna come back to him. I mean, it's his work. What do you people expect? Like, yes, Dame Dash had parts to do with it, but we're growing at this point. These guys are not like 20 years old. These guys are a little older than us. So at the end of the day, we have to have an understanding that you guys separated with your ways. This is how it goes. You guys not married. You guys have separate families, and he's married here. You're married there. This is it. This is the part of the movie where the credits go up. I'm not worrying about, how much you have in your pocket or how much he has in his pockets. To be honest with you, I don't really know how much money Jay-Z has. All I really know is people say he has $1 billion, and I'm happy for him because I feel like he was worth it plus more. But I don't ever look up these guys' money like, oh, how much he has this and that. I don't know. At the end of the day, hopefully he's compensated for the hard work he put in, and Dame Dash you as well. But at the end of the day, I mean, it's his work. Okay, if when somebody puts down their work, whether we know the story of Rockefeller. It's not something that we have to keep recycling and recycling. I mean, it doesn't make sense at this point. Of course, Jay Z was going to come back for that. Maybe to leave it for his daughter, his son, whoever he has to leave it for in his family, or however he has that going forward in his life. He might want to put some music in some movies that he didn't get to use before. So these are all the things that everybody has their own structure of where they want and how they want to leave their legacy. I won't want to step in that man's way and say, I mean, he put in his work for that. Why wouldn't he want to get his stuff back? Because what happens is there's a lot of, you know, let's say there's a lot of other wealthy people out there that can buy his stuff on the drop of a dime too. People think the what is it, 1,023,000 is a lot. For a lot of people, that's not really a lot of money to, a lot of people are buying chunks of people's legacy because they have nothing else to spend on. And usually those are guys with the big money. So basically that's what he has to look out for. And that's maybe those are the people to be bidding against him. Somebody that probably has nothing to do with hip hop. I doubt anybody in hip hop will want to come in there and raise, raise their whatever to make a bid. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be somebody that has nothing to do with hip hop that just wants to get some piece of his name, and that's where Jay Z and his family or his people will come in and they'll try to get their ownership back. That's that, man. Once you put the work in, sometimes people go their separate ways. Don't don't like circle back. Just y'all go and do what you gotta do. You know, it's not like it was a big deal back then, but the way life is now, it's not really. I wouldn't. That's not something that's gonna. It's not front page news anymore. Somebody fighting for their ownership every day. Everything. Everybody as an individual in these times have their separate fights. That everybody has something they're fighting for, and I feel like when everybody has their ways of getting what they want out of life, and the way you just gotta figure it out. Fighting over somebody's music and come on now. It's like it doesn't even make sense in these times. I don't see it making any sense at all. I wouldn't want to hold somebody else's Jay Z's reasonable doubt, and if he doesn't feel good with making a percentage off of it, I'm not just gonna sit in the corner making money off of somebody else. That's weasel work. I'm not. No, I can make my own way. I don't need Jay Z's name attached to my name so I can make money off of this. That's just all a bunch of nonsense. Nobody really worrying about. Trust me, life is worth more than that. That's why when you put yourself with the money, you start looking at people like they're up here. When you realize the work, the body of work, and how they impact people, that's when you start looking at them right here. It's not about that, because you can have a whole bunch of money, but if your life is not structured or your life is not in order, none of this means anything. It really doesn't. And there's a lot of people that's gonna tell you, oh, nah, he's just this, he's just that. Oh, he's broke, he's this. That's cool too. You don't have to respond to that in any way. That's just what their outlook of what they feel. That's their defense. When these situations arise and these people don't know why it happened to them, or they start pointing at karma, that's when you come in and say, no, it's not really that. This is what happened. This is what could have went down, but you should have did this. And then it's at that point where they listen or not. It's not to the point where you telling them. I don't have no time to be jumping in front of people and waving the white flag. That's their life. I think social media has so many people jumping into everybody's business so quick, and hey, this it is what it is. But at the end of the day, don't be so quick to put your story on top of somebody else's story. At the end of the day, people are gonna figure out whose story it really is. Build your own legacy, and a lot of people start legacies with people, with friends and people that they don't know. And as the years go, they split apart, and both parties go their own ways. It's just life. That's just the way things work. It's nothing that it's not that much of a big deal. It's really not that much of a big deal. You see, they hit. You can trust me. You can never get too big for your own bridges. They hit Google with the antitrust. I told you, saying yo, could you Google that? No, it's really supposed to use. Could you search that? So the antitrust is really big companies and like that. Y'all don't even understand. Big companies are getting fought right now. They're fighting right now. It's kind of you. If you're a little smaller company, you have a better chance, a better leeway of spreading your wings out and having a better time with it. Because think about if they was coming down on smaller companies like this, I wouldn't even want to develop nothing for them. I'd probably just do the direct sale to people. I wouldn't even worry about the whole trademarks and all that stuff. I'd be like, forget it. I could just put my work on and just sell direct. They understand the power that people have in these times to not go by the way they want things structured is so broken that it doesn't matter. A person could wake up tomorrow and sell pencils. It doesn't matter. As long as you have the will and the strength and the mind to do what you want to do and keep doing what you want to do and making your hustle upgrade every time, is nobody can do anything to you. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Hurdles are always going to come and you just keep jumping over them. Show people that you could jump them hurdles too. Every time you jump a hurdle, you take a picture of it and show them how high you went up. Every hurdle you went higher and higher and higher. A lot of people on here, They be having the wrong people around them, the wrong friends and shit. That's why, yo, trust me, y'all really gotta check out the reaction. You start realizing, do you have a friend like that? Like, people think it's normal. It's not. If you value yourself for real, you won't have nobody around you that don't care about you or don't value yourself. But if you don't value yourself, you could be around anybody and laughing at any joke. Not everything's funny to me, so I don't fit in certain of these conversations. They're all fake. I've been telling you that. That fake happiness that they put on social media, that started to spread thinner and thinner every day. As the days go on, we start to realize, like, damn, that's how you treat your family. That's how you treat your partner. That ain't no real love. How you expect to do? Good. I'm good, y'all. But we got a full week ahead of us. I'm gonna be dropping more videos. It's not gonna stop. I'm gonna keep waking y'all up, giving y'all some entertainment at the same time. Right now, I really feel like going. I might take some pictures, just throw some pictures on the gram stick, just because I'm feeling good. Um, but yeah, don't forget those two videos. Check it out, my react. And if you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe right now because I got a lot of things coming in that I want you guys to see. So if you're just watching me for the first time, and this is the first time you ever see me, make sure you subscribe to this channel and drop a like down for your boy. All right. Love you guys, and I'm gonna get up with you. I might go live tomorrow too. I might go live tomorrow too. We'll see. But if I don't go live tomorrow, y'all know what it is. Wednesday. All right. Love you guys, and